Hi, I'm Julie Moya about Los Angeles, and I'm here in front of the Fallen Firefighters Memorial at Fire Station 27 in Hollywood, where, as you can see behind me, the flag has been lowered to half-mast in honor and remembrance of those thousands who lost their lives on that tragic day 14 years ago.
Greater love has no man than this, that a man would lay down his life for his friends. That is John 15:13. And these words from the Bible were spoken 2,000 years ago. To this day, they still have great meaning for our chosen profession. These words help to frame why we are gathered here today, and that is to honor those who lost their lives on September 11, 2001.
Flags flew at half-mast as Fire Station 27 hosted a public memorial in Hollywood as the bell rang at 7:28 a.m. for people to pause for a moment of silence to remember when the North Tower was struck. Various public officials also shared what they were doing on that day.
The story is the same. We saw the first tower burning, and I thought it was a replay, but it was a second plane hitting. And at that time, I was thinking to myself, I remember seeing a documentary about the World Trade Centers and the high-rise buildings, and what came to mind was knowing that each one of those buildings could hold over 50,000 people. And I did some quick AO math in my head and figured that's 100,000 people that could be in that building.
Everyone would come to attention as the body was brought out. If it was a firefighter, the litter basket was covered with an American flag, and it wasn't until the body left ground zero at the site there that the whistle would sound again and everyone would go back to work.
In the evening, the Sherman Oaks community showed their respect at Fire Station 88 as the colors were presented by a local Boy Scout troop, and the River Oaks Chorus from the San Fernando Valley sang the national anthem.
Oh, sing us the star-spangled banner yet wave, for the land of the free, land of the free, and the home of the
And local officials also shared inspirational testimonies of what they remember, including how to keep this memory alive for future generations.
And I remember how vulnerable we all felt that day, and how vulnerable I felt that day. And I'm in a business where, we're not very vulnerable, similar to first responders, not nearly as important as first responders, but we're kind of hardened to it. We make fun of all that stuff because that's how we cope with it. But I think everybody, you couldn't avoid but feeling vulnerable that day. And something interesting happened. Through that vulnerability, we came together as a community.
But it's also about the great heroism that was exhibited by first responders and so many others on that day. We should remember the profound goodness that people showed each other that day and for many days thereafter. The way that strangers helped each other. The way that people connected in a way that perhaps they had not connected before. People were even nicer to each other on the supermarket waiting line. To the kids who are here, will you be the kind of leader in your schools and as you grow up, who finds the bonds between us, who finds a way to reach out to each other and recognize that we have so much more in common than we have that divides us from each other. We're so much stronger when we see each other as one community. To me, those are some of the most important lessons of 9/11. They're lessons that boil down to this for all of us here. How, in the wake of 9/11, have we chosen to define ourselves?
From Hollywood to Sherman Oaks, from east to west, it's clear that there is pride in America.
That I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the ones who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
I'm Julie Marie, about Los Angeles.